Live on the moon, Jaro. It's Friday Night Live with your host, David Knapp.
It's Friday night. Welcome, welcome. I am so excited to be doing this with you all again tonight. Thank you for joining. We got a great show lined up for you. I'm hoping that I'm starting to hit a rhythm of being organized with these things. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Is everybody doing well? Facebook world, welcome to the stream. This is the second stream on Facebook. YouTube always got some great joiners here. So, yeah, appreciate you joining. Melissa, hi. Mrs. Bell, hi. BJ, hi. Sheena, hi. Rhonda, hi. Macaron Croissant, hi. I know you. Thank you. Thank you for joining. We appreciate it. So we got a great show in store for you. Maybe you remember from last week, we added some segments. We had the wonderful Michelle H. from BJ Davis's Discord on, and it was a blast. I had a blast. Did y'all have a blast last week? Were you able to join the live stream? It was really fun to be able to do that, and it's really fun to be able to get into the rhythm of doing this routinely with you all. So thank you for joining. So we actually added a new little segment that we're going to do. It's called What's Fresh? Yeah, What's Fresh? So what's fresh this week? In this segment, we're going to talk a little bit about the videos that I put out this past week. Been cranking out content. There's just been a lot to talk about. So we talked a little bit about this week about the coupon. There's actually two videos that we did on the coupon this week. The first one was kind of a comprehensive overview of what's going on with the coupon. And then yesterday we did a video on the fireside chat that took place between the Eli Lilly CFO and a couple of others from Eli Lilly. And this was at the JP Morgan Healthcare Summit. And so, yeah, you know, I did a short video on that today. My takeaway, my opinion on it is they just kind of pulled the rug out from underneath people, because that's what's going to be driving their profits here in 2023. So we're each entitled to our opinions about how that went down, but I think they did a lot of people dirty with that coupon card, and I don't know, I'm pretty frustrated by it, but I am thankful for the medicine. I'm thankful for Eli Lilly. I'm thankful that I'm able to be on it, and that I haven't had any issues, but I do feel for those who are continuing to have issues. So if you haven't had a chance to check either of those videos, definitely check those out. I also talked a little bit about my Mounjaro hacks, some of the things that are kind of staples for me on Mounjaro, some of the products that I use. I definitely am using the Keto Essentials. I actually just used that tonight. I was feeling a little nauseous, a little off, and I was like, I haven't taken those today. I took them tonight, and I feel right as rain for the stream. And I'm serious. These things turned me right around. So the Keto Essentials, the links are in the description of the video. The other thing I talked about was athletic greens, because I'm not always eating that much during the day, and I want to make sure that I'm getting my body the proper nutrition. So doing that. And then I talked about eating meat protein, and how eating meat protein early in the day helps to keep me full. So yeah, I put out that video. Hopefully you found that helpful. The links to all those products are in the description of this video as well. Another really exciting thing, and this is where I get sentimental about everybody in the stream, as I kind of look at all the people who are commenting here. Abby, I didn't even think you were going to be here. Thanks for joining. Mrs. Bell, Ken from Fat Guy No More, BJ, Alma. You guys are the best part of this stream. You guys are the reason that I do this. And I just appreciate all of you. I never would have thought when I started doing this, ever would I have thought that we would have grown this thing out so quickly. but we have, and it's because of you. It's because of all your support. Special thanks to BJ Davis and his Discord and all the wonderful Munjarians, as he calls them. I say Munjaris, but I noticed in the video that I did yesterday, I accidentally dropped a Munjarians in there. So you're rubbing off on me, Ben. But yeah, thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all for being the best part of the stream and helping us get to that 1,000 mark. I appreciate each one of you. Sue YouTube, Sue the dude, Susie YouTube, RC. Hey, thanks for joining. So yeah, we hit 1,000 subs. We talked a little bit about that as well. And then we did a kind of a poll. I put a couple polls out this week and then did a video about where everybody likes to inject their medication, right? So we put a couple polls out. It was hands down, not even close. It was people preferred the stomach. But I know just anecdotally that a lot of people prefer the thigh. So we're going to do something a little bit different tonight. It's going to be kind of fun. All right. So we're going to take an informal poll because it's time to take my Manjaro shot, see? So I'm going to take this shot, see, on the stream, see? So I want to take a little poll, and you all are going to tell me where I'm going to take the shot tonight, okay? So A, for the arm, B, for the stomach, C, for the thighs. So put it in the chat. A for arm, B for stomach, C for thighs. And I will be taking this before the stream ends. We'll do a little informal poll. So we did that video this week as well. So yeah, some great videos on the stream. Mimi, welcome to the stream. So yeah, definitely go back, check those out. I also started a couple of playlists this week at Friends Urging. He said, why don't you put all your videos in one playlist that we can kind of follow from start to finish? So I did that. So you can follow along with that. And then I gave the coupon situation. We'll call it a situation because it is a situation. It's a sucky situation. I gave that its own little playlist too, so that you can stay up to date on that. Go for that gut. I like that. So yeah, lots to talk about this week. Thank you all for joining. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you could take a moment right here before we move any further into the stream to hit that like, hit that bell, and hit that sub. Okay. So you're going to like this because it's going to share it throughout YouTube. You're going to comment like you are. You're going to hit the bell because the bell is what notifies you when these go live, although it's pretty dang inconsistent by my informal polling. But then my other ask of you is we're all in Facebook groups, most of us. If you have your Facebook open, go to Man on the Moonjaro. You'll see the same video streaming there, and you can hit share on that. And if you could, share it into some of the Facebook groups that you're in. Some of them allow it, some of them don't. But I think there's just a lot of people who want to see this content, who this content could be really helping out. In fact, I'm going to just show you one of the, I've got several of these this week, but I'm going to show you this one. From Victoria McClear. She watched the coupon video and she said, thank you so much for this info. I was able to get the pharmacy to re-enter the coupon code and managed to get my hands on my next month's supply. Seriously, God bless you for sharing what you know to help others. I do have diabetes, insulin dependent, and I'm finally getting some control with this medication. Thanks again. That's why I do these videos. If I can help somebody out, if I can bring information to you all that is helpful, that's why I do this. And again, I got several of those kinds of messages over this past week, and it really energizes me to continue to keep doing these videos. So thank you all very much. So like, comment, and subscribe, and then if you could share this into the streams that you're in, I would greatly appreciate it. We would love to especially grow this out on Facebook because we just started there. So we're going to keep moving along because we have another little segment. There's lots of bad information that flows around, especially in these Facebook groups. That's why they need good information, like the information from this stream, right? So we like to debunk some fake news, and every now and again we come across a grand one, and we did this week. Thank you to Mel in BJ Davis's Discord. We've got ourselves some
You are fake news.
And the fake news this week, CVS is telling me that Mounjaro 7.5 has been discontinued. Does anyone know if that's true? I can tell you, lady. It's fake news. Fake news. The 7.5 hasn't been discontinued. So I don't know if we're just trying to get interactions on our posts there or what exactly our motives are, but that is definitely fake news. In fact, the 7.5 is readily available, again, widely available. We detailed that pretty extensively on this channel. I'm curious, though, for a lot of you that are we're kind of in between on that 5-dose, moving to 7.5. Some of you just moved right to 10. I'm curious, though, are some of you back on the 7.5? Some of you have the 7.5? You've been able to find that? Let's see. Janetta, she's on a 7.5. Yeah. See, like I've gone to several pharmacies, like you go grocery shopping, there's a pharmacy there, and I always find myself just kind of moseying on up and looking in the cooler in the back, like, what you got for Mounjaro back there? And I can tell, it's easy to identify because the box, like I see the 7.5 almost everywhere. Mrs. Bell just started 5 milligrams this week. Awesome, Mrs. Bell. I hope it treats you well. That rhymed. Vicky just got her 7.5 filled. So that is for sure fake news, right? Jess, she stayed on 10 for 2 months. Yeah, so awesome. That is definitely some fake news. Another thing that I want to just highlight, because it will be a topic that we discuss on this stream tonight, is the idea of compound medication, compound tirzepatide, compound semaglutide. If you start looking into this topic, what you're going to find is your Facebook feed, your Instagram feed, your TikTok ads are going to get loaded down with stuff like this. Come get your semaglutide compounds, your tirzepatide compounds. There's a couple things to know before you just jump into that. First of all, don't go clicking rando Facebook ads, right? You click Facebook ads to buy a pair of shoes and you get them in the mail and they're like made overseas and they're like 3 sizes too small, right? You don't want to be doing that with injectable medication, right? So talk to your doctor. Big advocate on this page for doctors and patients making their own decisions. Just a word of caution, because with those medicines, you're shooting medicine into your body. You want to make sure that it's coming from a reputable source. Go through your doctor. Let your doctor do that legwork. They have people they trust. And so that's just my little, not necessarily fake news, and it's not an indictment on the ad that I just saw even. I didn't even look into it, but I've seen a billion ads since I started talking about it and researching it. And I know that at least some of them are probably bunk. So, yeah, some fake news. If you have any fake news that you see floating around about Mounjaro, screenshot it and email it to manonthemounjaro@gmail.com. That email is linked in the description below. Please make sure that you save those and send them to me. I would love to include them on the show. But we're going to get into this week's hot topic, right? And the hot topic this week kind of flows off of the coupon issue that's causing people to have to make some decisions, some really hard decisions. The rug has been pulled out from under them. They've been on the Mounjaro, and all of a sudden they can't be on the Mounjaro anymore. So you're going to have to make some decisions, especially those of you that are in this camp are typically weight loss patients. So we're going to talk tonight about what your options are, but we're also going to hear from somebody who is currently looking into what the options are from a pharmaceutical standpoint to help aid in weight loss. And I was thankful that my cousin Chrissy agreed to join me for an interview to talk about her journey and where she's come from, where she's at now, and what she's doing moving forward. And then we're going to piggyback off that conversation and talk a little bit about what other options are available. to those of you who are being kicked off Mounjaro or who are having to find another alternative. So we're going to roll that video, and without further ado, this week's hot topic. So we've got a really exciting interview for you tonight, and it's probably not like who you would think it would be. The hot topic of the week right now is folks who are looking for GLP-1 medications, but they're not type 2 diabetic. And as you know, if you follow the channel, I am a huge proponent of doctors and patients making their own decisions without outside influence. But as you all know, with the difficulty of getting insurances to cover these medications, with the difficulties of the coupons and all of that stuff, I don't even have to tell you because you're living it. It's very difficult to kind of know which way to turn. So when I was thinking about this topic and wanting to discuss this topic, I thought there's no better person to talk to than Chrissy. Chrissy, though you don't know her yet, you're about to get to know her, and I'm excited for that. Chrissy is actually my cousin. And Chrissy and I feel like have been on these like parallel journeys together where as far as our journey with health and weight loss and genetics, they've just been actually very similar. And so I was excited when she was willing to come on the stream and chat with me a little bit about her journey and just kind of wrap back and forth a little bit about what we're going through, because I don't want to ruin it for you. I'm going to just bring her in and we're going to talk about this. Chrissy, thanks for joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I sprung this on you and I knew you'd be a good sport about it. So thank you for joining me on the stream. I appreciate it.
Of course.
So as I was kind of mentioning, like, I feel like you and I have been on this like parallel journey. Like, I feel like we don't even have to say anything to each other. We just like understand as far as it relates to the health journey. Like, we've been through it, even though our journeys have been different to get there. I feel like we've kind of been on the same weight loss journey specifically. Now, you're not a type 2 diabetic, but you have struggled with just the challenges of dealing with your genetics and weight loss and all that. Can you give everybody like a little bit of a background about, at least as far as your adult life is concerned, what your journey with controlling your weight has been?
Of course. So for me, I always think I was always a heavy as a kid. I saw a picture of me my senior year and went, wow, I felt a lot bigger than I actually was. I would be that right now if I could. But specifically, I mean, I remember having to diet, but after I had kids, like the real adult life, it's been a yo-yo, a roller coaster. I could like put pictures together for you, and they're different people. They're just different people every time. I've tried every single fad diet, MLM, every single thing you could think of to try and lose weight. And I do generally have success, but it's not sustainable up until this last year. I lost 86 pounds with the last program. I was actually a health coach with and had amazing success. I love the program. I wasn't faithful to it. I've gained 76 of those pounds back. Not a lot of people know that, but now everybody knows. It's hard and I can't seem to now get it back off. It's harder every single time. And I feel stuck.
Yeah. I've been there before where you have worked extremely hard to see the kind of progress that you've wanted. And then I feel like, at least for me, and maybe you can identify with this, I feel like for me, whatever program that I'm on, is so, it takes so much to get there. And it's so, at least for me, and maybe this isn't your story, but it's so restrictive that the second that life starts to get tumultuous outside of my weight loss journey, if there's a bigger word for shove, like I just obliterate all things me and my health journey, and all my mental focus has to go to this one thing. And I can't with the health stuff. And then it just like, as faster than it went off, it comes back on. Like, is that your experience too, or?
100%. To the point where this last time I began binge eating, I would do really, really well, but it was so restrictive that if I even fell a little bit, all the wheels came off, and we were just eating everything to the point that I was ill. So, which leads us to trying, now metformin, because, genetically, you obviously are type 2. We have a mutual aunt that is type 2. And then on my father's side, my dad is type 2 and his sister is. So from a health standpoint, I need to, I'm a nurse. I know better. It's not, metformin and phentermine right now are keeping me from binge eating, but I'm still not losing, even if I'm consciously eating.
If head knowledge could keep us from getting to where we were at, I think both of us would be like athletic builds,
ripped,
because we know, like, we've been on this journey. Like I was sharing with you before we came on the stream, I feel like I've been on a diet, mostly keto, for like 3 to 4 months out of almost every year for the last 20 years, trying to keep my weight under control. But the pendulum swings so hard outside of that 4 months, because again, it's just so restrictive. It's so unattainable. And also, like we were talking about, I feel like your metabolism, your metabolic system gets so much in disarray that, at least for me, like I'm full bore metabolic syndrome now. And so that's what led me ultimately to Mounjaro. And in the Discord that I'm in, the Discord that BJ Davis started, there's a gal named Melissa there, and she put it the most eloquently, I think, like, Mounjaro fixed my broken. Okay, so that's kind of my story of where I've gotten to here with Mounjaro. So you and I kind of reconnected at an interesting time for you too, because you were on this path of like, okay, like, how do I fix my broken? Can you speak a little bit to kind of where you're at in your journey, what you're looking at, to kind of help you get over this hump?
Well, kind of like you, when I was on my last program, I'd restart and I'd do really well, and I'm not losing, and I'm getting frustrated to the point where I'm going over, like you said, off the rails for this last year. And now I'm, 9-10 pounds from where I started that, and I'm miserable. I think I'm scared more than anything. I turned 40 last year. Women's metabolism go down. And then when I become premenopausal, it's going to be significantly lowered. So yeah, you became type 2 diabetic, and I was like, okay, there's another one. This is happening again, but I can't seem to find that thing. I'm afraid to do that program again, because every time I do, it's so restrictive, and I end up hurting myself more than I help myself, and it's just not working. So you shoot me this name of a nurse practitioner, and 24 hours later, I have not an appointment, but an order to go get my labs drawn tomorrow and make sure everything's all right, and proceed with trying to get Wegovy. So here's the deal. Like, I don't know. I can look up on my insurance formulary, what they have and they cover. But there's that big PA next to every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the hoops that you have to jump through. And if that one stipulation that I don't meet is type 2 diabetes, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we're not in the business of preventing illness instead of reacting to it, treating it. And that's a whole nother soapbox that I could go on. Being in healthcare, it's a whole thing. You know, I am desperately trying to not continue the cycle.
If somebody is 280 pounds and they're pre-diabetic, it's a no-brainer. Put them on a GLP-1 medication. These are game-changing medications. So I'm glad that you have found this. I'm super glad for you, Chrissy, that you have not had the unfortunate diagnosis of type 2 diabetes and that you are still in a position to do something. And so I'm so glad that I found Mounjaro, and I've been, you know, basically like the biggest evangelist of these GLP-1 medications.
I'm glad you found Mounjaro.
Yeah.
I mean, I had been told about it, but I couldn't get to a place to know anything. I mean, I could, but you know,
yeah,
you did it all for me. You're showing me how it's working. You're doing the research. You're giving it to people for free.
And I'm sure glad that you have the opportunity on the front end to avoid, you know, worrying about getting that type 2 diagnosis, or at least take steps to avoid it. If you haven't had a chance to go back and look at some of my previous videos, especially the live streams that I've done some live streams on the other GLP-1s that are out there that act similarly to Mounjaro. Again, Mounjaro takes it it's the GIP. So I was thinking earlier, GLP-1, Mounjaro actually acts on the GIP receptor as well. But the GLP-1s are kind of what created, you know, all of this extra, you know, basically race to the moon, right? Of these drug companies that are like, oh, what else can these do? And how can we improve upon them? And Mounjaro is an improvement upon the semaglutide, which is Wegovy and Ozempic. But if you have access to semaglutide, however you want to pronounce it, if you have access to that, sounds like you might be able to get this Wegovy. Do it. Talk to your doctor right away. If you're losing access to Mounjaro, my recommendation to you is talk to your doctor right away, because there's a lot of other options out there. And you were sharing with me on the phone earlier when we were talking about doing this that I believe that Wegovy even has a coupon where if you don't have insurance coverage, that you can still get it on the cheap.
I was watching a video, reading an article. I don't remember what it was. They didn't have the link yet, but They said there was going to be one.
Okay. For sure they have a copay assist. I don't know exactly how it works, but they do have something there. And then there are these compounded medicines, which again, my caveat with this is like, once you start searching it, you're going to notice on your Facebook stream, your whatever you do, TikTok, Instagram, you're going to notice all these like compounded medicine ads. Don't go clicking those. Talk to your doctor. Your doctor is going to be the one who writes the script. If you have a good rapport and a good relationship with your doctor, talk to your doctor. They will push you towards a compound pharmacy that has a stellar reputation, that is, you know, doing everything kind of in alignment with what the FDA requires. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to just go shooting things into your body that, you know, came from a rando Facebook ad. Like, it's one thing if you click an ad and you try to buy a sweatshirt from something that turns out to be not so legit.
For a doll.
For a doll, or like all the seams are sideways or whatever. You don't want to be doing that with medications. So talk to your doctor. Doctors and patients, doctors and patients, doctors and patients. I can't say that enough. Your doctor is the expert in medicine and you are the expert in you. And the two of you should be coming together to make the best decision. And Chrissy, I'm so glad that you've been able to connect with somebody who's going to be able to help you. And I hope that you'll come back on once you get started and share with everybody your experience, because I think there's a lot of people in your boat right now. Some of them were fortunate enough to have Mounjaro for a couple weeks. or a couple of months and now the rug's getting pulled out from under them. I just want them to leave this interview knowing there are options out there, links in the description to the folks that I've been able to connect with on this. And Chrissy is connecting, and certainly will bring you back if you're willing to just come on and share your experience. But thank you so much for coming on tonight and sharing a little bit about. Yeah, absolutely. It's always fun. We have way too much fun. We probably did 25 minutes of this before we even came on, and we're like, we got to save it. We got to save it. So I hope we did justice to the conversation we had leading up to this, but thank you so much for coming on, and I hope you'll do it again.
I will, for sure. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you.
Bye.
See ya. That's Chrissy, my cousin. I love her. She is fantastic. We have such a great relationship. I don't know if any of you have like good relationships with your cousin, but we've been fortunate enough in our family that we're just very close knit, and it's just cool to have family that even in adulthood you can be close with and share life experiences like the ones that Chrissy and I are going through on our weight loss journey. So if you caught it there, Chrissy is looking for some weight loss medication like many of you are right now. So many of you are having the Mounjaro rug pulled out from under you. I realize some of us are type 2 diabetic and we're kind of set. But for those of you who are just looking for weight loss or looking to avoid, type 2 diabetes, like Chrissy, she's got it on both sides of her family. She talked about how when I received my diagnosis, it was kind of a wake-up call for her. So I hope that she's able to get a hold of this Wegovy, and we'll certainly be bringing her back on the stream to hear more about her progress and hopefully just a glowing report. So if you have a chance to, or if you're somebody who's looking for other options, currently I'm recommending topformtelehealth.com. These are people who follow the stream. So this is a nurse practitioner with another partner that I believe is also a nurse practitioner. But the practice is topformtelehealth.com, where they offer a lot of the GLP-1 medications. They offer Mounjaro, and they also offer the compound medication. So that would be a option for those of you who are looking for a reputable source to talk to these gals at topformtelehealth.com. Links in the description. So I just want to go over really quick some of those other options, some of those medications that might be on your formulary. I won't belabor these because I have done that in other videos. If you go back to the live stream that I talked about all the medications, but obviously you have Mounjaro, which is tirzepatide acting on the GLP-1 and the GIP. So it's a dual acting. So it is one of a kind in a way. But if you're looking for one that just has the GLP-1, which didn't do quite as well as Mounjaro in the weight loss trials, but did pretty good. The diabetic options are going to be Mounjaro. They're going to be Ozempic. They're going to be Rybelsus and Victoza. But the ones that are approved for weight loss, the GLP ones that are approved for weight loss, are going to be Wegovy and Saxenda. And you can also talk to your doctor if you're trying to kind of take those medications to the next level of incorporating something like losing my train of thought. Some people do combine those with metformin and take metformin for weight loss. But the name of the other medications escaping me. There are several that you can double up with these GLP-1s to help kind of increase their ability to help you lose the weight. So all those, Trulicity was another one that I didn't mention that is a diabetic medication. So those would be taken off label if you're just taking them for weight loss, but perhaps maybe a little bit easier to get in your formulary or not quite so rigorous about getting that diagnosis code. Just talk to your doctor. Your doctor is going to have the best medication for you. So how's everybody doing? What did everybody think of the interview with Chrissy? Y'all enjoy that? I've done some interviews over the past couple of weeks, and I think that maybe one of the things that I would like to do is incorporate more of these interviews in the middle of the live stream, it frankly takes a little bit of the pressure off of me to be on for 45 minutes and not say something stupid, which is very difficult for me to do. It's hard for me to go 5 minutes without saying something stupid. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed chatting with Chrissy. I always enjoy chatting with Chrissy about many topics, but this has always been one that we have kind of connected on. So that was very enjoyable for me. So we're going to go back to the beginning of the stream. Well, first, before we do that, I did want to say that of those who participated in the actual live stream last week, I'm talking the live stream, when I went back through, I didn't see anybody who had said that they were going to share besides Michelle H. So Michelle H is going to get a $25 Amazon gift card, and she earned it because she's been on a live stream twice. So if a $25 Amazon gift card can compensate for some of her time, then I'll give her all the gift cards. So I appreciate that from Michelle. Those of you who may have shared it after the live stream, I appreciate that. And we'll do some more drawings here in the future. Thank you for participating in these as well. I can't do them every week or I'll go broke, but maybe once we start picking up on the monetization of this channel. Mimi says she enjoyed the interview and it was nice to meet Chrissy and hear her story. I agree. I knew that you all would enjoy her. She's just got a great personality, and I think that someday you may see her doing her own YouTube channel. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see that, or something like this, because she's a lot of fun and I think you all would really enjoy her. So at the beginning of the stream, we talked about the best place to inject. And because I got the Mounjaro here, see? And it's time to inject, see? And you all said that, well, it sounds like it was a resounding B for the stomach. So this is a little bit, I'm sure putting it in your mouth before you take it is probably not on the directions of the box. So we're just going to pretend like I didn't do that. It's just between us anyway. Nobody has to know. I am one of those who does this. This is a hot debate topic in the Discord from time to time. But I just feel better about life when I give myself a little alcohol prep scrub down. Eli Lilly, a multi-billion-dollar company with millions and millions and millions of lawyers on the payroll, did not see fit to put that in their direction. So apparently if you don't use it, it's probably fine, but I feel better. So I will be taking this here in the stomach. I just give myself a little rub down for about 15, 20 seconds. AV said, you feel it more if you take the shot in the arm. I took the shot in the arm recently, and I did not notice much of a difference, to be honest. And that's kind of across board for me, to be honest. I don't really notice much of a difference anywhere. It all works. See if you can pick this up on the audio. Click, click, double click. And we're in another week of this sweet, sweet nectar of the weight loss and diabetes drugs gods. Love that Mounjaro. So yeah, thanks for participating in that. This is kind of the time of the night where I like to open up to any questions. If you have any questions at all that you'd like to ask. And I always say, and Mimi said, yep, heard that familiar sound loud and clear. It's like Pavlov and the dogs, right? Like everybody's ears perk up and everybody starts to pant. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to comment on it earlier, but I saw Ken from Fat Guy No More. I cannot watch your MJ face. Was it bad? Oh, Melissa, I don't know if I want to see it either. But earlier in the stream, I saw Ken watched something or said something about us all feeling like drug addicts going to get our Mounjaro. And I could not agree more. When my Mounjaro runs out and it's like time to get the script from the doctor and go to the pharmacy and find a pharmacy that has one. And for all of us who lived through the great Mounjaro shortage of November and December, like the struggle was real. And I really felt like I was on the hunt for a fix. So yeah, that's about the closest I've ever felt to like an addict. Like I got to get me some Mounjaro. So yeah, questions. What do I feel about Wegovy? Miss Tatman, I feel like if this went away tomorrow, I would be running, not walking. Well, as much as a fat guy like me can run, I'd be waddling at a hurried pace to my doctor's office to get me some Wegovy, because Wegovy is approved for weight loss and it's a GLP-1. It's semaglutide, so it's obviously a different drug, but it acts similarly to Mounjaro, even though Mounjaro has another acting mechanism. Let's see. Kendall said, I seem to feel it more now that I have less gut fat. I'm glad you have less gut fat. My shirts are fitting a little bit looser. It's not hard for me to find my belly. I'll put it that way. Sue, thanks for joining. Sue, I got to know how to pronounce your name. Is it Petrus or Petrus? Spell it phonetically for me. I've been on MJ since October. My doctor submitted a PA for Wegovy today, and UHC immediately approved the request. Awesome. So I'm sorry, Sue, that you had to go up on Mounjaro. I think I did know that from a previous comment of yours, but I'm excited for you that you got Wegovy. I hope you got it at a reasonable price, and I really want to hear from you, Sue, how it works. And definitely we'll have Chrissy back on to talk about her experience, assuming that she's able to get it and start taking it. Wegovy's good, Melissa said. She can say that because she took Ozempic. So Ozempic is the diabetic version of Wegovy. It's semaglutide. It's just a smaller dosage. And Melissa, I know that you had some success on that. And so Wegovy's just a stronger version of that. Miss Tatman, she takes Mounjaro and lost 51 pounds, but the doctor did send the Wegovy and it was approved. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you're not going to be up a creek there, because it's like nothing would be more frustrating to me than to find something that works. We all know, like, we're all in the struggle together, right? We all understand how difficult it is to lose weight. To find something that works and then have it kind of pulled out from underneath you would be a very frustrating thing. So I'm glad that some of you are finding these replacement medications. That's what I wanted to spend like a good bulk of tonight talking about. That's why I wanted to have Chrissy on. Just as soon as the coupon stuff started to drop this week, I lost all faith in Eli Lilly to really be helping people. At this point, it's about the almighty dollar, which, you know, we do live in a capitalistic system, whether we like it or not. It's probably the best system for innovation, but it doesn't mean that the companies always act in a way that is good and right. And I'm frustrated for my friends that are off it. I think specifically there are several people in BJ's Discord that are going to have to be finding something else. And I feel for them, because they're people who are seeing a lot of success, and to have to change is got to be really, really frustrating. And Janetta said that you can get it for $25 too. Janetta, if you happen to have a link to like where you get that copay card, I assume you're talking about Wegovy. That'd be great if you could drop it in the comments, so some other people might benefit from that. Let's see. Melissa said it goes a bit higher. Yeah, Ozempic goes to 1 to 2 milligrams, and Wegovy goes 1 to 1.7 to 2.4. So yeah, they titrate you up a little bit to the 2.4, which seems like only slightly higher than Ozempic. Oh, that's what you're saying. It's barely higher. So yeah. Any other questions? Anybody have any questions tonight that you'd like answered on the stream? Otherwise, we're going to hang it up here in a few minutes. Certainly appreciate everybody joining tonight. You guys are the best. I shouldn't say guys. You're mostly gals, about 65% to be honest. But yeah, so you gals and you guys are the best part of this stream. You're what makes this fun and enjoyable for me to do. So I really, really, really appreciate each and every one of you who has subscribed to the channel. There are over 1,100 of you now. 1,100 of us Mounjaris kind of on this journey together. I appreciate each one who has liked these videos, subscribed, and commented on them. One more one more ask would be to share this into the groups that you're in, especially on Facebook. I'd like to grow the Facebook viewership. There's just more users over there that don't venture over here into the YouTube world. So thank you all for helping to join the stream. There is one other thing that I almost forgot because my screen went to sleep and I lost my notes. But I wanted to take a moment to talk about BJ Davis's change.org petition. So what we're doing right now on this stream is a very reactive thing. What we're doing here is we're reacting to our inability to get Mounjaro. We're trying to come up with kind of on the fly what our backup options are. There is a change.org petition that's linked in the description of this video, and BJ Davis set it up. So go over, check it, give his channel a check out. His last video, I believe, is the one where he discussed that. And in this petition, it's just to encourage our legislators to move. I think it's HR 1577, if I'm remembering it correctly. If I'm not, it's in the description. And it's basically to change the rules of Medicare to allow obesity coverage. And as Michelle put it in the video last week, the private sector and the public sector, like the public sector tends to, or private sector tends to follow the public sector in its coverage of these medications. And it talks a little bit about in this proposition about including mental health counseling, medicines like Mounjaro, especially once it's approved for actual weight loss, but like Wegovy, including these, and just, it would be a huge step to help fight the obesity epidemic for them to make that and finally acknowledge obesity for what it is and all of the other cascading health issues that come with being obese. But if you would take the time, check it out below, click the link to the change.org petition and just add your name to it to just encourage our representatives to move this bill along. I think right now it's in the Ways and Means Committee, which seems like I get it, but it doesn't seem like the right place to be debating obesity as it relates to medicine. So we want to move that along and do everything we can. So that's something we can proactively do. If we can do that now and we can get that approved and we can cause some actual change to take place, then hopefully those coming up behind us won't have to fight these battles as well. So appreciate everybody joining the stream tonight. Thank you so much for being the best part of this channel. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing to these videos. Share them in the forums that you're in. Share them far and wide. Thank you so much for joining. There will be more videos to come next week. And of course, there will be another Friday Night Live next week if it all goes according to plan. If you're a praying person, if you could say a prayer for my wife who came down with strep again today, or she came down with it a few days ago, got her results back today. This is her second time in like 6 weeks, and she's on a biologic medication that wipes out her immune system. And we had just given her shot just like a day or two before her symptoms came on. So that once she has that shot in her system, it wipes out her immunity and it makes it very hard to fight these things off. So if you just say a prayer for her, she's home with our 4 kids all day. It's just a tall order for somebody like my wife who's not feeling well. And so if you could just say a prayer for her, I would appreciate it. And thank you all for joining tonight. Thank you for Chrissy, for coming on the stream. I can't wait to have her back, and maybe we'll do it in the live format. Thank you all for joining. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week for the videos that we'll be doing, as well as some of the live stream that we'll for sure be doing on Friday. So without further ado, I'll sign off, and I will see you next week.